everyone. Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. If you're new or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us feed all of our hungry hippos. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up today while you're watching. Today we're doing a what sold on eBay. It is August 12th. So we're looking at the week of August of last week. You would think I would write these things down. This is a professional reselling channel. Welcome to the amateur hour of Flippin' Hippos. August 5th through the 11th is the dates that we're looking at. I did not pull up all of our sales as usual in these what sold videos. I do pull up every single plush sale to talk with you about and show you. I pull up highlights for my little highlight reel I like to do. But most of the items I pull up are because they have a teachable moment that I want to talk about with you as I go through the highlights of our what sold. So let's jump right on in with this Lovey. So this is a good example, actually, of one of your lower end bread and butter brand Loveys. Now, if you're not familiar with Loveys, they're typically smaller, little square 12 by 12 security blankets. And they'll have little plush animals in the middle, little plush heads, little plush dolls. They can come in larger sizes, though those are rare and harder to find. They do come in like full-size crib blankets or really even bigger than that sometimes. 99% of Loveys you're going to find in the wild are going to be these little squares with the plush in the middle. You can find Target brands, Walmart brands. There's Carter's. There's so many brands out there. Some of these can go for $80, and some are going to sell for $10.50 plus $5 shipping. So this is a solid bread and butter brand, though. I sell a lot of Cloud Island. They make a lot of really cute Loveys. Just do your due diligence and your research when you're listing and sourcing Loveys, because they are all over the place depending on the brand, the animal, how rare it is, how saturated it is, etc. Size plays into. When you have the big ones, you can ask for a lot more money. And that goes with any plush. Giant and jumbo plush are always great to find, even low-end brands. We have an Alex Rub-a-Dub lobster. So this is meant to be like a pool toy or a bath toy. It's a splash toy. He is textured, almost like a washcloth. He can soak up water. And he's got a cute little tag, Rub-a-Dub. So he's sold for $9.50 plus $5.50 shipping. We have a Kelly toy pink teddy bear. I talk about Kelly toy on this channel a lot, I feel like, because I have a lot of Kelly toy. We don't source our plush anymore, like one-off at the thrifts. That's not to say if I'm at a thrift store and I see a really great plush, I'm going to walk past it. If the price is right, I'm going to bring it home. But I don't go out sourcing for plush anymore. Gone are the days when I used to be able to go to Goodwill on Sunday and they would have a basket up front of 50-cent plush. This is not a fairy tale or a lie. This is the actual facts, folks. From 2017 right through COVID, our Goodwill would have a cart or two or sometimes several carts up front full of plush that were 50 cents, and good ones and bread and butter ones. And I used to just go and buy them all. And I used to find them at yard sales. Like someone would just have them across the lawn for 50 cents a piece or $1 a piece, and you'd offer to buy all of them. And there's 50 and you're like, well, I'll give you $12 for all of them. And they're like, sure, take them all. That doesn't really happen so much anymore. So I buy them wholesale and I just kind of list whatever I get. I get a lot of Kelly toys. Kelly Toy also makes Squishmallow. So don't overlook this brand. It can have good items. It's just one of those that has everything from $80 Squishmallows down to your generic pink teddy bears. I took a best offer of $5 on this dude plus $5 shipping. Hi, I am Freckles the Leopard, and I am poop. Y'all do not source Beanie Babies. I don't care what you hear about them. You're not gonna retire on Beanie Babies. In fact, they're poop. I got a whole entire box of poop of Beanie Babies last year. I bought a wholesale box of plush, and we won't mention where from. Goodwill Blue Box. And the entire thing was Beanie Babies. I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna get my money back, right? I did some lots. I did some singles. I didn't make them a priority. I did do an unboxing of them, and I set them aside and one day during a movie or something. I was photographing them. They're still selling. I mean, this is like $9 all in. It probably cost me $3 to ship. I'm just gaining my money back, but I don't suggest, like, if you do get stuff like that, if you buy wholesale the way we do, and you get a bunch of junk or poop, I always tell folks, set it aside. Even if you only have a couple poops in like a wholesale, have a box in your office, write on it big in marker, poop. Put all your poop in that box. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for the middle of the winter when the roads are icy and you can't get any inventory. You have nothing else to list. You know what I mean? This is also poop. And I have also heard sometimes the baby shark folks will, they will Vero you on eBay. So I don't list baby shark. This one I thought I had pulled down. I didn't, and it sold, and that's okay. I have not personally gotten Vero'd for baby sharks. However, I've heard of, like, Robert. You guys know my good friend Robert, who's a plush seller. So list those on Poshmark or Mercari just to be safe. They're not even really worth sourcing. So unless you're getting them in wholesale, you shouldn't have any baby sharks anyway, or mama shark or daddy shark or granddad shark. They're not. They're poop. I mean, I took a best offer, $2.81 on this, plus $5 shipping. A Build-A-Bear that had gone on sale, so he was 50% off clearance. Thin Mints. I still have, I think, one or two of these Thin Mints bears listed and a couple other Girl Scouts bears listed. And they're not as popular as when I pulled these out of wholesale a couple years ago. I thought, oh my goodness, look what I got. Listen, they've been around long enough that they're going to the 50% off clearance. If you have these new, I would list them for $18, $20 just because they're Build-A-Bear. And I do tell you guys all the time that Build-A-Bear are valuable. They're the luxury brand of plush. But if you have things that are sitting around taking up room for a couple of years, you do need to move stale inventory, because stale inventory, just on the back end, like in the algorithm, it can affect how you're showing up in searches. It can affect how all of your items in your store. So if the algorithm sees that you have stale items or items that folks are looking at but not buying, like clicking off of, it can affect how your entire store is shown in the algorithm. I need to make another video on that. I do a video on that like once or twice a year because it is super important to know that. You still want to list items at their current value. You do not want to just participate in that race to the bottom, but you also need to make sure that you don't have stale items. You can delist and relist. That is one very good way to keep from being stale or pushed to the bottom. And you can run sales, do offers, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to make a note here. Stale items clearance. It's about time for one of those videos, I think. So he was going to be $13 plus $7 shipping, which makes him a $20 Build-A-Bear. All then you could do $20 free ship, $13 $7 shipping, $12 $8 shipping. And then he went 50% off. Here we have some Levi's 514 men's jeans. So these started their life at like $20 plus $8 shipping. And of course, they've gone on long enough. They've been put on clearance. You want to do this every year. We didn't for a couple of years. So we have a lot more items on clearance than we normally would. But, every year you just kind of want to go through. Don't make it a priority again. Getting new listings up is always going to be your priority. Your number one priority should always be sourcing, photographing, and listing new items. But you also have to keep your eye on your old items. Make sure they're relevant. Make sure you're checking keywords, running sales, sending offers. Old stuff, delist and relist. Maybe do 5 or 10 a day. Throw some on clearance. Throw some on bigger sales. But you want to get that stuff to move. Activity is activity. So if you have jeans that have been sitting around for a year that haven't moved, but you can put them on a 50% off sale and they sell, eBay sees that as activity. So then you kind of get a boost in the searches. So all activity is activity. Listing, selling, tweaking, ending, relisting. All of that is activity, and it does help you in the algorithm. But I feel like your most important thing is to get new items up every day. You don't want to spend a lot of time on your old items. They're older. They've been sitting. They're going to stay there. They're not going anywhere. And getting new items up is key. Just also keep in mind, if you are a volume seller and you sell a lot of bread and butter items, you're going to have a lot more stale items than someone who is flipping electronics with a high sell-through rate, or vintage items with a high sell-through rate. Items with high sell-through rate, they're going to sell very quickly. You have a lot of volume of bread and butter, you're going to have stuff that takes a little bit longer. If you watched my video earlier this week about our guides going on sale, I did kind of give you a little pep talk on how it's okay that clothes take that long to sell. They just do. Watch that video if you haven't, because it really kind of highlights how long clothes take to sell and the reality of it. But if you have 5,000 active listings and they're all bread and butter jeans, you're probably going to have 5,000 items in your storage unit, your warehouse, or your basement at all times. If you sell electronics, you're probably going to list 100 and sell 10 and then list 10. And it's going to be like a constant turnover. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope I'm making sense. So I think it's okay to have way more items that are quote unquote stale, long tail, that sit longer when you are a volume-based business. You're going to have more items listed. You should be selling more the more you have listed, but it kind of has to build up. So you have to build up to the point where you have the 5,000 listed. So you're selling 10 to 20 a day, and you're replacing those, and then you're clearancing the stuff that just isn't moving. For some reason, sometimes you can list an item. Let's use silver jeans as an example. You could list a pair of silver jeans, size 28, today, and they'll sell to a buyer tomorrow. But the same exact silver jeans, same style, size 28 that you listed in 2022 are still sitting. It just sometimes also matters right time, right place. Those new ones were in the search. They were new. They had priority in the search algorithm, and a buyer was online at the right time and saw them. All right, we have Joe's jeans sold for $20.75 plus 8 shipping. So this is still a good brand to look for. They always have on their tag either a name or their style. Use what they tell you. If it's printed on the waistband or the tag, use it in your title. It's free keywords. We have an H&M divided camouflage jacket. Now, speaking of delisting, relisting, this jacket's been around for about a year, and it's one of the items I delisted and relisted last week. It's new enough that I didn't put it on clearance. I just put it back in at the original price I wanted, and it sold for $21.99 plus the $7.99 shipping. So that was just something that probably got pushed down in the algorithm. Once it was listed or relisted after I delisted it, it's a new item. It's pushed up in the searches. A buyer saw it and bought it. So that's a good example of that. Here's men's Wrangler jeans. So these started their life probably around $20. They've been going on sale. Maybe I lowered the price a little bit, 30% off, just to get things moving. This is still a $20 sale for what I consider bread and butter jeans that I pick up for 99 cents. 7 for All Mankind. Again, on sale, 30% off. Sold for $14 plus 8 shipping. I wanted to show you these because this is an example of what I tell you guys about the booty shorts, the denim jackets, and the overalls. Even the most poopiest of poop brands, which wild fable, if you look up poop brands for resellers in the dictionary, there's a picture of this tag. I'm not kidding. But this is a denim overall dress. Did it sell for, am I going to retire on this? No, but they paid $15 all in to get it shipped. It came in a thread-up box. I went ahead and listed it and didn't just get rid of it because it's poop, because I saw that it was a denim dress and I knew it could get 14 or 15 bucks for it. All right, I got 3 highlights of our jewelry. We did sell a lot of bread and butter jewelry, bread and butter lower priced comics, and we're still selling remote controls all the time. We haven't even bought remote controls since we moved back to Pittsburgh. We just kind of kept what we had and started moving into different kinds of electronics, the comics, and the jewelry. We've kind of just been like pivoting into new categories this year. And Keith has been doing a whole bunch of different kinds of electronics on our eBay store that's not public. So we've just not bought new remotes, but they're still selling every day. So if you have a source to source remotes, used remotes, I'm not kidding you, they are good. We haven't bought any in forever, and we still ship one a day. They always will sell. You know why? Because people are always losing their remotes. But yeah, we sold a lot of remotes, our bread and butter comics, bread and butter jewelries, and things like that. This store is public, the Hippo Hut. You can go in and see our sales if you'd like. I don't go over all of that because it's not exciting to see the bread and butter sales. We all have them. One, there's not really a teachable moment there other than, hey, buy low, buy wholesale, make your money back, have a volume business that's sustainable. And I teach about that all the time. So those don't really make it to the highlight reel for the what sold, but these bracelets are. Now I do buy my jewelry wholesale as well in mystery boxes. In fact, I just did a jewelry unboxing this week if you haven't watched it. So I never know what I'm going to get. But you're always going to get cool things in jewelry boxes. You're always going to get cool things in mystery jewelry boxes. I guarantee it. Just use your really good keywords, price well, and you're going to sell it all. This is a vintage 60s fashion neon green wavy bangle bracelet. That's a mouthful. And I wanted 15 for it, so I put it up for $18.74, so it could go on our 20% off sale at $14.99. And I got a best offer of $14 for it before it went on sale, which is $1 less than what I was going to start it at. Absolutely going to take it. Plus $5 shipping. Cherry red chunky stretch bracelet, retro 50s and 80s. Now, a lot of the cherry red jewelry, like the beaded necklaces, the chunky bracelets like this, if it's cherry red, I do like to put the 50s and the 80s as a decade because I feel like the cherry red jewelry was very popular in both of those decades. It's almost like it made a comeback in the 80s. But you can use your own choices. That's what I like to do. And this sold for $24.99 plus $5.50 shipping. So this sold before it could go on sale. It would have been on sale for $19.99. A lot of our jewelry does sell before it can go on sale. And last but not least, this week I wanted to show you this. This is just a weird piece that came out of a lot. It had a magnetic barrel clasp. You can see that. It was long with beads and a chain, and it has a hook. You know what it made me think of when I first pulled it out? Being a latchkey kid in like the 90s. Do we have any other Gen Xers in here who were latchkey kids? I feel like this is maybe something I would have worn with my key on it underneath my shirt to go to school and go home and have my house key. So I got an offer of $9.99 on this before it could hit a sale. Took it, plus $5 shipping. So that is the highlights of August 5th through August 11th. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. And until next time, guys, go be productive, go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.